What draws masses of people to South Dakota for pheasant hunting season each fall? Well, there's a lot more to it than dirty boots and cackling birds.
My name is Griffin. I am from Hallsville, Missouri, and that is a town you've never heard of. I started coming here when my lab jet, he was just about a little over 1 year old, and I threw him in the truck with some buddies from high school, and we came up here and stomped around on every piece of public land that we could and started shooting birds, and it hooked me ever since. So every year I load the dog up, sometimes by myself, sometimes with some friends, and I come up here and I spend 5 days hunting some of the best upland game habitat that I think exists. This place is super special, special to me. I will continue to come back here like I do every year.
So my name is Tanya Behrke, and I'm the R3 coordinator for South Dakota Game Fish and Parks.
So I teach a lot of classes. We're teaching people how to hunt. My team is responsible for all the hunt safe classes, aquatic education, and then we also lead Harvest South Dakota, which is a rooster. Oh shit.
My name is Chris Hall. I work for the Game Fish and Parks Department in South Dakota. Communication specialist.
Chase a few our way.
Both ways. We'll put somebody down here and shoot them when they cross.
Good luck. Have a good day.
You too.
Cool. All right, sounds good.
Heel.
Makes them look mean.
All right. My name is Travis Rooney. I'm a senior upland game biologist with the South Dakota Game Fish and Parks. I work with research and management of upland game species in the state, such as pheasants and grouse. I was fortunate to grow up in a hunting family. I've been hunting since I was 10 or 12 years old back in Iowa, and just kind of stuck with me, and just absolutely love it. And it's pretty much what I do every weekend.
Right now.
Feathers are flying by.
There.
Oh,
Duck.
Sloughs. You can see this first one here. We rise over the hill. There's going to be some more, and there's going to make pretty much a giant circle through this thing and just kind of hit all the lowland.
Cool. All right, so as far as spacing, and I'm pretty anal about shoulder to shoulder, not getting too far ahead, too far behind,
Oh, yeah.
but that's just my particular taste.
Yeah, just 30 yards apart or so.
Sounds good. Any other safety stuff you guys want to go over before we get out there?
High. Nothing,
here.
Nothing on the ground, nothing low.
Yep.
Got it.
Keep your shots above the dogs. Everybody.
Sounds like a plan.
Yes, we have a really nice program that we started about 10 years ago in South Dakota. It's called the Conservation Reserve Enhancement Program. And it's basically a program that pays landowners to convert cropland to grassland. And it's a partnership payment that comes from the USDA and the Game Fish and Parks. And what's great about it is it's open for public hunting for the entire 10 to 15 year contract. We have about 80,000 acres in the state, and some of the best public hunting opportunities we have in the state for pheasants right now.
I started seeing these people who were amazing role models, and I had these female friends who mentored me and really helped me to feel like I belonged in this community and that my values were shared by this community. So they would invite me over and teach me how to process an elk quarter, or we would all cook wild game on the grill together and then have a beer and enjoy this meal and share a sense of community with each other. And I loved that and immediately felt like this was my home and this was my community, and I felt ownership of that.
And good girl.
Dude!
Good girl.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, good girl. Good job. Good girl. Good girl.
Yeah, I mean, South Dakota is the pheasant capital of the world for a reason. It's really the habitat that we have. And if you think about a pheasant, they spend basically their whole life in a 1 square mile area. And as you drive across South Dakota, you can just see the mix of land. It's half grass, half crop, lots of slough land, and it's just basically all the habitat needs are just scattered across this great landscape. And it's really why we're the pheasant capital of the world.
you know, one of the biggest things that really tipped me over is specific to South Dakota in pheasant season is we call it rolling out the orange carpet in these communities. Folks like places like Aberdeen and Watertown and Siston and even Cresbard or Pierre and these small communities, Winter, Mitchell, really greet these hunters, whether they've been there for years or whether they're first-time South Dakota hunters, to kind of open up their homes and their communities and really welcome them. Maybe it's a meat raffle in Eureka where you know, there's 20 people from Eureka and there's 200 hunters and you couldn't tell who's who, you know, who's the local and who's not. And really showing folks that it's more than just about the pheasant hunting. It's kind of this, our way of life, the way we do things here is really special.
It's kind of a unique history because everything back in the day, there was 4 rail lines out our back door. Now there's just 1. But sometimes the troops weren't allowed to get off the train. Sometimes they were. And then with that being said, if they weren't allowed to get off the train, the volunteers and the Red Cross canteen ladies would just take sandwiches and just throw them at the windows. And I just envisioned that, was that kids game, Hungry Hungry Hippos, where the arms just come out and grab them, you know, as they come out and grab them. So, but otherwise they were allowed to get off the train. They had like coffee and cookies and cake donuts and stuff like that. And every day they always baked a birthday cake because it was always somebody's birthday every day.
In the end, South Dakota is full of great hunting and great people. Not only can you fill limits of birds in the field, but Aberdeen has entertainment like hockey teams, good food, and ways to spend your time when you're not in the field. As the leaves start to drop and the north winds blow, you can count on that orange carpet rolling out like clockwork. And you should be here.